Hey everybody, this is Branden Hill, aka Nacho Man from Dental Nachos, and we're here for another episode of Building a Better Business with Branden, where we talk to experts in various different areas of business and in dentistry that can talk about just that. How can you build a better business or a better practice in dentistry? And we have some really cool guests with us here today. From Flex Dental, we have Koch, who's excuse me, can't even barely talk here, who's the director of marketing at Flex. And we have Ashley Palin, who is the client experience manager at Flex. And they're going to be talking about how Flex Dental helps you build a better business and just give you some general good advice, the things you can do in your practice to get better communication with patients and a host of other things. So Chris, Ashley, welcome. Great to have you.
Thanks. We're happy to be here to talk about Flex. I've been with Flex for about 8 months now. And it's been a really fun ride thus far. We're growing fast, and it's just been great.
Excellent. And you, Ashley, are you an 8-monther as well, or what's your life with Flex?
Yeah, I think I'm right there. Actually, I hadn't thought about it recently, but really similar time frame with Chris. And I actually managed offices for about 10 years before that. We used Flex as a client for about 2.5 years. So
Excellent.
Fun to kind of join the software side of things.
Excellent. So this is all about new things in 2021, which obviously this year has been about new things and actually a lot of good things for most people. We kind of know what we all went through in 2020. And I think most dentists, most practice owners, most everybody are looking for ways to really take their business and their careers to the next level. And I love the way that Flex Dental helps you do that. So Chris, I'm going to ask you a couple questions just for people who don't know about Flex. Who is Flex Dental? How did you guys start?
So Flex actually has a little bit of a unique story. Our founder and his wife, she's a dentist. They were starting a scratch startup practice outside San Diego. And our founder's a software developer. And so, he's helping build this practice with his wife. He's looking for ways to automate features, automate communications, present treatment planning. And he didn't really see anything that just knocked his socks off. So what does a software developer do? He starts writing code. So he starts creating these different features, really just for use in their own practice. He never really intended, anything other than just solving problems in his own practice.
Isn't that how all great things get started, right?
Yeah, and so a few people heard about it, asked if they could try it, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And here we are, almost 3 years later. Rocking and rolling in automation and patient communications and all the other features that we provide. But that's kind of how we started, and right. It's taken off from there.
So I mean, it's really cool because I'm a big fan of just modernizing everything in business, right? You got to stay on the cutting edge, or you're going to eventually see yourself falling behind. So I know one of the things you guys are very big on, you just touched on it, is modernizing communications with patients. How does Flex do that?
So we do that. We kind of look at Flex as solving problems for dental offices through technology. And really the way that we help modernize a practice is helping them perform kind of, for lack of a better word, tedious functions at scale through automation and through technology. So whether it's, automating your recalls, your confirmations, your reminders through email and text, accepting payments online, providing your patients online scheduling. We have a really, really cool treatment planning module that includes payment options to help facilitate conversations with your patient and boost your case acceptance. It's a lot about bringing a lot of different services under one umbrella so that they kind of harmonize together, they integrate together seamlessly. So you're not trying to piece all these different functionalities from different products together that don't work as seamlessly with each other.
Such an important thing. One of the things that used to always irritate me, I come from very different industries in corporate America, and it would be how you had to learn a different software, a different tool, a different interface for every single thing that you use in your office or in your business. So anytime you can get kind of like a one-stop location to handle a bunch of different tasks in the office, I think that's huge, especially if it makes things easier for interoffice communication. So talk a little bit about that. Just, team members, like what impact does this have on the tasks that team members have to do on a daily basis?
So, obviously it frees up a lot of their time. So, rather than spending hours on the phone making reminder calls or picking up the phone to schedule appointments. They're able to kind of shift that to our technology, let our technology handle that while they help handle the communications with patients that are standing in front of them. We have other tools in Flex that even actually help facilitate intra-office communication. So, being able to text between operatories, between workstations, help each other stay informed in what's going on in the office and help it flow better. I think everything in Flex is designed because of our perspective and kind of where our founding came from.
Right.
Everything is designed around the workflow of a dental practice.
Right.
So everything is designed to facilitate that workflow in a more efficient manner.
And in a few minutes, I know Ashley's going to show us this, but I love interoffice communication tools. I love them. And I know Ashley's probably going to show us an example of that in a few minutes. But before I get to that, one of the things that I also like, it's about, you as a practice owner, it's about the team members being more convenient, freeing up more time, lowering stress, right? That's what we always talk about here at Dental Nachos. But then about the patient and the doctor. Now, my understanding is this can help with treatment acceptance, correct?
Yeah, and that's what our treatment planning module is unique in the fact it's set up in a way where it's easy for patients to understand what treatment's being proposed. It's very customizable, so the doctor or the treatment planning coordinator, it basically walks them through that conversation. It includes payment options at the bottom, so the patient you start that conversation right there, and the patient can make that decision right there, sign the treatment plan. We can accept the payment from the treatment plan. So it's just making that whole process more efficient for both the practice and the patient. Love it.
So, I mean, anything that can, we talk about these tools that are cool, reduce stress, but what everybody wants to do is make more money or save money. And it sounds like this is doing both. I mean, you're combining a bunch of tools together in one, which I'm assuming, if I'm right, should save money when a practice is looking to modernize and automate. And then on the other side, it's helping with treatment acceptance, case acceptance, and making it easier to collect funds. So it sounds like this is what we like to call, I know Ariel's been putting things in the chat, a nacho brainer for anyone to look into to see if it makes sense to do. So we're also going to be putting some information about how to contact you guys, in the chat as well. So please look out for that. Ariel will be typing those things up. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to kind of look at, what this looks like. And I think Ashley has a little demonstration of what this looks like. Right, Ashley?
Yeah, I do. Let me pull it up here. Okay, I think you guys should be able to see my screen now. Are you able to see everything okay?
Yes, we can. Great.
Perfect. Yeah, so a couple of features that we wanted to talk through today. There's several more that we won't be able to address just to make sure we've got time here, but I wanted to make sure we can cover kind of the very exciting things for us. And I'll start first with the treatment planning that you were just mentioning. So in Open Dental, you're always able to just save a treatment plan. We'll give you the opportunity to customize those codes and fees however you'd like to. And then we're going to automatically display it for you in Flex. This is one of my favorite places to use a tablet too. It's really great to be able to just come alongside the patient, present their treatment to them, and then they can sign right on that tablet. Nice. So instead of presenting them with all of these kind of columns here, patient isn't always sure exactly which one of those fees belongs to their pocketbook. We've got a really simplified view, and we can even honor the layman's terms if you're utilizing that feature in Open Dental to make things really clean for the patient. All of the same details is going to be present here at the bottom that they see on this chart, just presenting it in a little bit more concise way. Our hope there is that that will increase case acceptance too. You remove confusion about their finances and they can just focus on how they'd like to pay. You have this little paper airplane at the top that lets you send that out via text or email to the patient. So they can actually pull it up on their device. It is mobile optimized. All of the forms within Flex are mobile optimized, and they can sign it on their own device. You even have the opportunity to add payment options if you want to have them prepay. And then we also have the ability to talk about the finance options that you may want to present to your patient. So all of these options can be included if you'd like. If you don't want to include any sort of payment options for them, you also have the opportunity to just leave them off. But they're fully customizable in the title and the description, and also the baseline amounts that you have. So you can override these on a per patient basis as well. So let's say instead of maybe a 5% pay in advance discount, we want to bump that up to 10. It's really easy to do that with these arrows there on a per patient basis. And then you also get to include kind of some guidelines for your team on when we should present certain finance options. So maybe we only do those in-office payment plans for our patients who have orthodontic treatment plans. You can tell us that that payment plan is only for ortho, or maybe the pay in advance discount is only for patients without insurance. You can really get granular on what kind of options that you want to include, or you can just choose to leave them all off and discuss the treatment plan with the patient just in their regular terms here. A couple of things that I think we do really well with our treatment planning. If we want to include something like a pay in advance discount or that payment plan, when we hit choose this, it's going to let the patient know the amount that they have due now and what their monthly payment is going to be. And then it's also going to automatically add in that payment plan to Open Dental. So the team doesn't have to remember to go back into Open Dental and reset those options to create that payment plan. We'll do all of that for you there. If the patient changes their mind, you just hit that reset options and we'll remove that payment plan from Open Dental. Same with our pay in advance discount. So if we have a discount that we're offering to our patient, we will actually go ahead and add in that discount to the patient's active treatment plan and the save so that we're always on the same page. You don't have to remember to go back in and add in the discount if you've offered it to them. So they'll be able to sign right from their device or on the tablet. And if you're utilizing our integrated payments platform, you're also going to have the opportunity to click Pay Now. The patient can prepay for their treatment plan. We will allocate those procedures in Open Dental directly to the procedure codes on the treatment plan so that those will always be correct. We'll go ahead and hit close here. And then once that treatment plan is signed, you'll get the check mark in the Open Dental treatment plan module, letting the team know. And then in the Open Dental images module, we're also just going to automatically save a PDF copy for you. So you don't have to print out that treatment plan from Open Dental and then scan it and import it into the images module. All of that is going to be taken care of for you just by signing on the tablet or even a desktop PC if you've got one in the operatory. Now, the other thing I wanted to make sure that we could take a look at today is the way that Flex handles forms, because it is dynamic in that it will respond to the questions that are answered earlier in the form for the patient. So we'll always give you a little flashing exclamation point here, letting you know which forms are due. We are going to automate the forms process for you. So any of your new patients will receive their new patient forms automatically. Any of your returning patients can also receive their health history update on the schedule that you select. And then if we open our form here, my favorite part as far as working in the office and using Flex on a daily basis was, first of all, the treatment plans, which we just looked at there, and then also the fact that the health history update forms pre-fill with the patient's information. So we'll always include your branding here. And then we're also going to pre-fill all of the details that they have in Open Dental already. So this doesn't have to come from a previous Flex form. As long as it's in Open Dental, we'll see it. And I'll update our address there so we can see how that will look. Now, not only does the patient information pre-fill, but the medical information pre-fills as well. So I had previously indicated that I had asthma. That's listed in my conditions in Open Dental, so we're seeing it here. Maybe we'll just go ahead and uncheck asthma and we'll check diabetes. We'll give those a switch there, and then we'll do something similar with our medications. Those are also always going to pre-fill for you. It's really easy for your patients to be able to see exactly what you have on file. That was something that was kind of a downside for us in the practice when we were updating medical information. They didn't always realize exactly, what information you have. So we can be sure that we are realizing that there. Now, the questions about like recreational drugs and smoking here are things that we're going to ask only of patients where that would be age appropriate. Right. So we're always going to be sure that those questions are relevant for whoever is filling out your form. And then we're also going to be able to include information like office policies and custom questions like this one listed here, if there's anything that's not on the form by default, so it can be customized there. Now that whole form is mobile optimized as well, so they're able to complete it on their device. If you pull it up on the tablet like we just did, you're able to have Flex automatically sign out. So we essentially lock them into their form to make sure they can't access your home screen. And then if we look back at the patient's chart, We changed that address from Tooth Lane to Smile Avenue. So any changes that take place on the Flex form are automatically reflected in the patient's chart. And this was a huge time saver in our practice, just not having to manually update their patient information, the chart updates as well. So we swapped out that asthma and we actually gave it a stop date for you so that the team knows anytime the patient is updating their medications or their conditions, all of those notes are going to be retained as well as part of the patient record, even if it's not an active condition. And then in the images module, you'll always get a PDF copy of that form, kind of a digital paper trail of any of the documents that the patient is filling out for you. And then I also wanted to kind of address our online scheduling platform. Flex does online scheduling a little bit differently. You can customize this page in that you're able to include a photo of the practice here. You can lay your logo over the top, and you can even choose details down to the accent color for the buttons so that you can keep your branding consistent from your website to your online scheduling platform. You also get to customize the appointment types that you create. So one of the differences that I noticed in my practice when we were switching from a previous provider to FlexBook for online scheduling was the ability to actually do a three-way match between the number of minutes you need for an appointment, the provider who should see that type of appointment, and the operatory that should be seen in. So in our office, we had a doctor who saw implant patients. Only one of our doctors did. So I could create appointment types for her, which allowed patients to only be seen on her schedule in her operatories, making sure that we're always scheduling those patients the same way that we would if the staff was taking a call.
Got it.
You can enable provider selection here if you have multiple providers seeing the same kind of patient. And then we're always going to offer the next available time in the open dental schedule. So for me, that would be tomorrow at 8 a.m. We'll hit show me other options, and then the patient actually gets to tell you when they want to come. And we'll provide them with a list of times that we know already work in their schedule. Now, another thing that we can do with FlexBook that is really handy for online scheduling is actually attach appointments to blockout types. So if you use blockouts in open dental to save time for your new patient, we can honor that, and we'll be able to only show that new appointment to the patient where this blockout is present on your schedule. So FlexBook for online scheduling can still work if you have a fully blocked schedule there.
Nice.
And I'll go ahead and put in our appointment so we can see where this will come through for us. We are going to get their contact information just to make sure that we can have their reminders and confirmations sent to the right information. But we'll also send them a 6-digit code to confirm their appointment. That code double checks against a list that you have in your FlexBook settings if you want to disable online scheduling for any of your patients. So maybe we've got patients who constantly no-show or they've rescheduled several times. We will be the bad guys for you and make sure that they don't have access to your online schedule. We can accommodate your dental insurance patients too. So we'll be able to have a list that you can customize for your patients selecting their plans. We have in-network and out-of-network messages that you can customize if your patients select a plan that you've told us they're in or out of network with. And we'll go ahead and put our details in. So at this point is when your patient is going to receive a code to confirm that phone number. If we had them on our block list, then they wouldn't receive a code there. Now that appointment is going to immediately show up in your open dental schedule. So we worked hard on the development side to make sure that there's no delay between when that patient hits submit and when it comes over. All of your procedure codes are going to be included with that appointment type, as well as the notes on the insurance and the fact that it was scheduled online. So we are going to always also give you an alert in open dental when your patients are scheduling, so you know when they're coming onto your schedule, and you can kind of look at that as a task list. Those appointments will also all receive their new patient forms automatically if they're scheduled online, or those health history updates will be sent out automatically as well. And you mentioned our interoffice communication earlier, so I wanted to kind of show that to you too. We've got several, go ahead, what'd you say?
No, I was just saying, this is my favorite.
It's great. And we've really built several different platforms for ways to communicate with the team. So maybe that's a direct message to a specific user. Maybe that's a group chat if we're having conversations between our hygiene department or our restorative team. You can even create topic-based conversations through channels. So maybe you really want to organize your conversation. Maybe you're having an upcoming event and you want all of that to be contained in one area. You can do that through channels. And then you can also use this little alert here to send a message to all your workstations. I would say that this was probably designed to let our doctors know when we are looking for them in an operatory. Admittedly, in our practice, we use this most often to accumulate our Starbucks orders or lunch orders there. So multiple uses for those alerts.
Very important. Those are very important. Don't underestimate the importance of Starbucks and lunch.
Keeps the team going. But yeah, lots of other Flex features that we didn't get to show, but that's kind of the items that were most important to us.
What you showed us so far should wow everybody. Let's see just how awesome this is. And a couple of things I just want to point out. And thank you for that presentation, Ashley. And I know Flex does even so much more. But one of the things, if you've been following Dental Nachos for a while and you're watching this, you know that Dr. Paul Goodman loves to talk about case acceptance, how to communicate with patients. We have a lot of CE around just that. And this is really going to help you. So anything that can help with case acceptance and remove confusion. A confused buyer is not a buyer at all. And I was looking at the beginning of your presentation, Ashley, and just seeing how simple you made it from a patient standpoint. Because if you don't know what you're doing or what you're picking, what you're agreeing to, you're probably going to say no. So this is excellent. So we're going to give everybody a gift that's watching. If you text the word case to 215-543-6454, we're going to send you back a big discount. We have a wonderful CE series on case acceptance. And it's normally $347, but we're going to give you $300 off. So you're going to get this whole CE series for just $47. Is anybody interested in that? Please text case to 215-543-6454. But yes, this is awesome. And in the interoffice communication, that is one of the most underrated aspects of working anywhere, let alone the high stress environment of a dental office. So this is just amazing. So how do people reach you? What's the best way for people to get in contact with you, Ashley, or you, Chris, if they want to learn more or want to get started with Flex Dental?
If they want to learn more, they can go to our website. It's flex.dental. We actually have a full video demo of pretty much all the Flex features on there. So they can check that out. If they want to email us, they can email us at info@flexdental.co. And we would love to work with them.
Excellent. This has been awesome. Like I said, nacho brainer. This is going to make your life not just easier. You'll make more money. You'll reduce stress, and you'll save on some of your overhead and expenses. So you also, if you want to contact us and get information about Flex Dental, you can text the word Flex to 215-543-6454, and we have some extra information we can give you about Flex Dental as well. Anything you want to share before we part ways today, Chris or Ashley?
No, I just thank you for the time. Thanks for having us. We're a very customer focused company. I think that's kind of where we kind of plant our flag in the ground and saying we are relentlessly customer focused. So we really kind of understand how dental offices work from our history, and we think we have a lot to offer in terms of boosting efficiency and helping both case acceptance and just being a more efficient, more profitable practice.
Hey, we love that here, and this is why you're a key resource of Dental Nachos. All our key resources, we try to find people and businesses who do things to reduce stress, increase success. Flex Dental does that. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ashley. Hope to talk to you again soon. There'll be comments there'll be information in the comments under this video. If you have additional questions, you can put them right there. You can always contact us at salsa@dentalnachos.com. And thanks for watching another episode of Building a Better Business with Branden. See you, everybody.